all the capabilities to do it. And this year it's going to be some pressure on him, so he's going to have to rise to the occasion.
All right. So speaking of that, did you hear Cole Beasley's trash rap album? I'm just going to assume it's trash because he's white, he went to SMU, and he's a slot receiver, and he has a rap album.
I did hear it. And he actually had an album release in the area. No, I was not there.
I cannot speak on the account.
Did you watch the stream?
No, I did not. I stayed away from that area as much as possible. I mean, I think it's a situation where you have money and that's your hobby, then you can do pretty much whatever you want to do. I mean, I think he's decent. I mean, on the level of sports rappers, he's probably not he's not an Allen Iverson or Le'Veon Bell or anything like that. But he can put some rhymes together. I just don't put it that way. He's probably below average.
He's better than Kobe?
Oh yeah, he's better than Kobe. Yeah. That was out of Kobe's league, I think. I don't think that was Kobe's. Now, I'm going to ask you guys this real quick. Did you see Uncle Drew, number one, and did you hear that ridiculous song that Kyrie has?
I'll answer the second one first. I saw a video of him singing a song that was pretty good, and he did go out with Kaylani, who's from East Oakland. Shout out to the Bay. You know what I mean? But I didn't see Uncle Drew yet. But I heard it's really good.
I haven't seen it either, but I heard it was good.
And they're gonna make a sequel.
I'm waiting for my movie pass.
Fam, I got an AMC pass.
Kyrie trying to do a song though was a little weird because I couldn't really take it. It was like, this is Kyrie, and Kyrie's never done this before. And nobody knew Kyrie could do. It was kind of like a sing rap type of song, but I don't know.
He went to Duke.
How was it?
He loves white women.
How was Aaron Gordon in that movie?
Because he's a freak.
He was remarkably decent. I mean, I didn't think he was anywhere near any type of actor, but he had a couple of lines. Of course, it was showing him dunking and showing him, shooting jumpers, which I didn't know he had a jumper. So I don't know if that was just like for the movie, but he was acting like he was like the next Kobe. Like he was getting ready to take the league. I'm like, dude, you don't know Orlando Magic, and you just re-signed, so you need to. They really put him in a great position in the movie, and he actually did halfway decent though.
And final thing I want to ask you about, just because we're in LA, so we have a very LA perspective on everything sports. So let me ask you this: as a Maverick fan, as someone who does a sports podcast, as someone in Dallas, what do you make of the Lakers getting LeBron, and how do you think it affects the whole Western Conference
and Dirk?
Okay, so I think the whole LeBron thing, I'm giving a lot of credit to Magic. I think Magic relates to LeBron probably more than any other player because they're very similar to each other. And I think Magic was really able to convince him to come. Now, I think LeBron took the hardest possible place to go. Even before Kawhi, even before everything has happened, he took the hardest possible place because now they're going to have to orchestrate some type of team to be able to beat, or not to be able, to attempt to beat the Warriors, which obviously they got five Olympic gold medalists on the team.
They got the Monstars. They got the Monstars.
But I think that completely changes the West. The West is so stacked right now that no other team has any possible close chance to even sniff either one of those teams. Now with LeBron on the Lakers, they're already going to be in the playoffs. I guess you can already say that. I don't know. The funny thing about this whole situation is how is him, LeVar, Lonzo, what's the other one's name? LaMelo, Jello. How are all of them going to somehow communicate with each other? And when saying that, I don't think Lonzo's going to be on the team by the start of the year. I don't think LeBron and Magic is going to be buddy. They're already probably texting on moves that they want to see happen. And this is going to be funny. This is going to be blockbuster type TV. This whole off season and the beginning of the season. I really can't wait. I'm excited. Now the Dirk needs to come off the bench. I already talked to Mark Cuban. I already talked to Johnny Nelson. I hit him. I hit him on the two-way pager to let him know, you need to pull Dirk off the bench. But this has got to be Dirk's last year. Like, seriously, come on, it's over.
How many more documentaries can you guys pay him to do? Like,
that was the hardest dunk I think that last dunk he had. It took him like 15 minutes to get up there, 15 minutes to get back down. And he was like, "Man, I'm tired." Like, he only dunked one time a game. So, but anyway, yeah, Dirk. I think this has got to be the end of the road. But LeBron now, I think this is going to be the biggest challenge of his whole career, probably since that Cleveland team he had with Anderson Varejao and Boobie Gibson and who do you have? His step. I guess that would be his stepbrother, his stepdad.
They're huge.
Delonte
West.
Right.
Hope he's clean wherever he's at, man.
But yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, well, you want to plug your handles real quick before we let you go? Let everyone know where to find you.
Yeah, definitely, man. So it's at BS3 Sports everywhere. So Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Google Plus. If you still have a MySpace, it's BS3 Sports everywhere. But man, I appreciate you guys having me on. Oh, and also, I'm from the Bay too. I grew up in telling Kim that I grew up in Emeryville, which is not really that popular, but it's right by Oakland. So yeah. And I went to high school with Mr. Fab. I don't know if you know who Mr. Fab
Hey,
is.
Mr. FAB. Hey.
Yeah.
I forget whose cousin that is. I think it's Marshawn Lynch's cousin. Or something like that. He's related to Marshawn. That's the crazy part.
Yeah. So I got the Bay all in me. So
what high school did you go to?
Yeah, it's
Oakland Tech.
Huh?
What high school did you go to?
I went to Emory High, which is basically the only school in Emeryville. So that's where I grew up. Yeah.
All right. One last question for me though. You live in Texas, and now you can throw in some Des Bryant slander if you want to. I'll leave that up to you. But what's better, In-N-Out or Whataburger? We need answers.
Ooh, I like that question. I'm gonna have to go with Whataburger. In-N-Out, the burger's good. The fries though, they taste like they're frozen. And they taste a little too uncomfortable for me. I guess I'll put it that way.
In-N-Out fries taste like trash.
But I got to go with Whataburger though. I got to go with Whataburger. Now In-N-Out is everywhere now, so
they got better shakes.
They're trying to take over.
You tell me Whataburger got better shakes? Don't hold out on me.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate you, talking to us this evening, and let everyone know when you cut your show, because I know you got a variety.
Yeah, so Saturdays from 2 to 4 Central is when I do my Saturday shows. If I may, sometimes let me do it on Friday, but most of the time it's on Saturday. I do a weekend wrap-up show on Monday. At 12:15 Central Time. That's 10:15 Pacific Time. And then I do a music show, and I just try to get that in wherever I can, because it may be in the morning, it may be whenever. That's kind of a pop-up show. Cool. But that's pretty much my schedule.
All right, man. Well, we appreciate the time, and you have a good rest of your week. Yeah,
man. Y'all too, and I appreciate you having me on. I'm gonna have to get you guys on mine's in the future.
Most def. Appreciate that. Shout out to Des Bryant.
Peace. Yeah, man. So that's the Touchdowns with Tangent show, man. We just like to have candid conversations. Someone who's doing another type of sports podcast, just like we are, part of the X Squad, and also, just as you could see, we had a great conversation covering NBA, covering podcasting, covering NFL.
Autonomy, Whataburger versus pretty much geographical food beef. That's what we covered.
Yeah, and honestly, we've started quite a few geographical food beefs.
Shout out to Chicago versus New York pizza. Shout out to Nations versus all the restaurants out here. If you've never been to the Bay Area, Nations literally gives you big-ass burgers and pie. So it killed off Marie Callender's.
All right, man. So let's move into Take or Tangent. Let's try to make it quick because it's a holiday weekend. And I'm going to the Summer League tomorrow, so shout out to me.
Good for you. It must be nice.
But yeah, Kenny. So Todd Gurley earlier this week said players should strike for guaranteed contracts. Now, we've heard this before from Richard Sherman. We've heard this from other people. So now that Gurley's saying it, offensive player of the league, and also the franchise player of your Los Angeles Rams or LA's Rams?
I'm keeping my options open.
Yeah. So do you have a take or a tangent on Gurley basically saying players need to stand up for guaranteed contracts?
I think it's the only way running backs are going to start making $10 million a year again. So, yeah, they should. I don't see
way to bring it back to Le'Veon. Good job. Proud of you. Good radio.
Thank you. I'm blessed. What can I say? I have a skill. Honestly, Le'Veon wants $17 million, and he'll settle for 14, I guess. But they don't want to give him any of that. Yeah, man. All these Hall of Fame players, all these cats going into just their bodies are pretty much just they're walking catheters. Can I say that? NFL players, anyone who plays football, you're a walking catheter.
I think that's all professional athletes because, and I just mentioned going to the Summer League, but I've gone every year, and you always see the retired players, and you can always tell a retired basketball player by how they walk. Like, they don't just walk; they kind of like bounce.
They shift.
They like bounce and walk. Like it takes them extra energy just to like stride because their knee
cartilage is gone. Their bursitis sac is.
For those of you who don't know, every time someone makes a dunk, like the impact coming down is like 4 times your body weight.
Imagine G-force on a roller coaster. Just that impact on your knees. Just when you go down the roller coaster and when you make sharp turns. And then that doesn't even... I feel bad for Derrick Rose's knees.
So, I understand why the NBA has them. Now, the NFL has that on top of the fact that you can literally play your last play any single play. On top of the fact that a large percentage of the injuries happen in practice. Hence why practice has been cut down. There's no more 2-a-days.
There's
a game. Time limits. You don't even practice in full pads, but maybe once a week.
Not
if
a scrimmage.
Yeah. So
practice.
And we've talked about this on Touchdowns and Tangents multiple times. The NFL needs to stop pretending that they care about safety and actually care about safety. Because all these rule changes are just gimmicks to distract us from the fact that this is a naturally physical game and the NFL doesn't want to do enough for its players in terms of insurance, in terms of guaranteed contracts, because so much of the sports coverage, and especially related to this, is at the top percentile. But as we've talked about many times, it's 1 through 97. And yes, the full roster is only 53, but there's another 40 people that try out and that make the training camp roster and play in preseason and never make it. And those people are just cut and are just a revolving door going from team to team, using their bodies essentially as a tackling dummy.
Get your injury settlement. If you're going to at least get cut, they at least pay you.
So,
that's what a lot of cats say.
So if Gurley's advocating for guaranteed contracts, that's cool, but I need the guaranteed money to not just be for Gurley and Richard Sherman and all those people. I need the guaranteed money to be 1 through 97.
Well,
and I don't see the NFL doing that.
Yeah, that's true. But I would